Hey guys, this is your host Thomas Tyree here from On the Hot Podcast. Today, this will be the Combat Series episode number 120 for you guys today. And to kick off this week's episode, I'll be sharing my fight prediction for this weekend's fight taking place in the UFC between Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev. So, in the main event of UFC 320, it will be Magomed Ankalaev defending his newly won UFC light heavyweight championship against the former champion Alex Pereira in a highly anticipated rematch heading into the main event of UFC 320. So these are my following storylines heading into the main event of UFC 320 this weekend in combat sports. So first storyline is, can Magomed Ankalaev defeat Alex Pereira for the second time in the calendar year of 2025? Now, if you look back earlier when these two respective fighters fought each other, I believe the date was March 8th, 7th. Either way, the first fight happened in March. But it was Magomed Ankalaev that got a decisive victory against Alex Pereira, winning the fight by unanimous decision to win his newly won light heavyweight championship earlier in the year. Now, Magomed Ankalaev, in my opinion, looked impressive in the victory against Alex Pereira. Was it the most popular victory? Probably not to some. The way a lot of people thought that Magomed Ankalaev was pressing up on Alex Pereira on the fence of the inside the octagon. But at the end of the day, guys, it's legal. At the end of the day, he was gaining control time. At the end of the day, all three judges that had a ringside or cage side seat to a highly anticipated light heavyweight championship fight all believe, based off of the control time, based off the way how Magomed Ankalaev won the striking battle against Alex Pereira, outstriking Alex Pereira, calling his shot, and never looking back. If you guys remember, heading into that fight, Magomed Ankalaev said he was going to outstrike and outland Alex Pereira and his own game and in his own bread and butter style. So he didn't need the grappling. He wanted the grappling, but he didn't need the grappling to defeat Alex Pereira the first time around. We're going to see if lightning can strike twice in the same calendar year, 2025. We're going to see if Magomed Ankalaev can defeat Alex Pereira for the second time in the calendar year, 2025. Now, as for the challenger, Alex Pereira, can Alex Pereira become the king of the light heavyweight division again? Now, Alex Pereira is already became a household name in the UFC, two-division world champion, pay-per-view attraction, one of the biggest box office stars that the UFC has to offer on their roster today. He has been dominant at this light heavyweight division, 4-1 in his first 5 outings at this light heavyweight division. Had 3 successful title defenses before running into his ultimate roadblock in Magomed Ankalaev at the beginning of the calendar year 2025. So we're going to see if Alex Pereira can rewrite his wrong, reclaim the light heavyweight championship, and regain his throne at the top of the mountain in this division. We'll see if he could do it in this rematch against Magomed Ankalaev. But enough of the storylines. Let's get into the tail of the tape here for this highly anticipated rematch. Starting off with the challenger, Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira has 12 victories, 3 losses to his MMA career, has 10 victories coming away of knockout. Former 2-division world champion, being a former middleweight champion, being a former light heavyweight champion, stands at 6'4" with a reach of 79 inches. Then I'm looking at the champion, Magomed Ankalaev. Magomed Ankalaev has a record of 21 victories, 1 loss, 1 draw to his impressive MMA career. Has 11 victories coming away of knockout, riding a 12-fight winning streak. Currently, the reigning defending light heavyweight champion in the UFC stands at 6'3" with a reach of 75 inches. So the height goes in favor of the challenger, Alex Pereira, but the reach goes in favor of the champion, Magomed Ankalaev. So we're going to see if the height and the reach can play a factor in this rematch, or if Magomed Ankalaev could use the reach to his advantage once again in this rematch. But let's get to the game plans that I have for Alex Pereira. Starting off with the challenger here, I think Alex Pereira is going to have to control the pace of the fight. And what I mean by that is Alex Pereira, how he's been a dominant force since arriving to the UFC. He's been always in control and comfortable controlling the pace of the fight offensively. And if he could do that, walk down Magomed Ankalaev inside that octagon, put the pressure on him, make Magomed Ankalaev fight off the back foot, No, and the thing is, Alex Pereira is known for intimidating his opponents, walking them down, making them fight off the back foot. If Alex Pereira could do that, he could be in the driver's seat to defeat Magomed Ankalaev this weekend. Next for the challenger, I think Alex Pereira has to land strikes in the distance. Why he has to land strikes in the distance? Always find success fighting in range. That's Alex Pereira's style. He can defeat you in the pocket, but when he could get going in the distance and fighting in range, oh, it's going to be a hard night in the office for anybody he steps in the octagon with. But when he does this, when he fights in the range, when he fights well in the distance, he reads his opponents well. That's where he can mix in feigning punches, mixing in feints, landing jabs, landing 1-2 combinations, winning the counter-striking battle. This is everything that Alex Pereira needs to do if he wants to win that light heavyweight championship and take it away from Magomed Ankalaev in this fight. And last but not least, stay alert defensively. If Alex Pereira can stay alert defensively against Magomed Ankalaev, this could be in his favor to win this fight. And yes, in the previous fight, Magomed Ankalaev landed a total of 0 takedowns, surprisingly, against Alex Pereira. He was very prepared defensively in that category, stuffing the takedowns. He did a tremendous job against Magomed Ankalaev, who's a really good grappler, really good wrestler, and should fight in the high guard. If Alex Pereira could do those two things defensively, fight in the high guard and stuff the takedowns and stay off the fence, because that's how, when Magomed Ankalaev was putting his weight on him, controlling him on the fence and gaining the control time, that's how Alex Pereira lost the fight, mixed in with the fact that he lost the striking battle and was getting outlanded by Magomed Ankalaev. So if Alex Pereira could do this, he could be on his way to regaining that light heavyweight championship. Now, as for the champion Magomed Ankalaev, I think Magomed Ankalaev should win the striking battle. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And he did it in the first fight. He told the whole entire world what he was going to do. I'm going to outstrike and outland Alex Pereira. And he did it. He did it. And if it ain't broke, like I just said, don't fix it. Alex Pereira also fell victim to Magomed Ankalaev's right hand. It didn't knock him out, but it did stun and hurt Alex Pereira several times in the fight against Magomed Ankalaev. And Magomed Ankalaev, for his success, also fought well in the pocket when he was winning the striking battle, when he gained more confidence as the fight went on. This was one of the reasons why he defeated Alex Pereira in the first place to win the light heavyweight championship. So I think he should do that. Next, control the tempo of the fight. I just talked about it for Alex Pereira, but it could play in the same factor for Magomed Ankalaev in this fight. If he could control the tempo and fight well, he should blitz Alex Pereira. If anybody doesn't know what blitzing is in combat sports, it's just like football. You just go and attack your guy. But in combat sports, when you blitz your opponent, you're coming full speed. You're giving everything at him, just striking, throwing a lot at him, basically throwing the kitchen sink with combinations and strikes. So I think Magomed Ankalaev did a great job blitzing Alex Pereira in the first fight. He should do that again. And it made Alex Pereira very uncomfortable in the octagon when Magomed Ankalaev blitzed him in the first fight. And he should blitz him, fighting different lateral movements. He cannot sit still like a sitting tree, or he's going to fall victim to Alex Pereira's power. And he had success landing huge calf kicks and hurting, as I got to itch my ear, I apologize, but landing calf kicks and causing damage with leg kicks to Alex Pereira. So slowed him down, softened him up offensively, and Alex Pereira really couldn't move around the octagon as swiftly and as well as he wanted to. Last but not least, I think Magomed Ankalaev should try to out-wrestle Alex Pereira. Didn't have success the first time, but you're in a whole different training camp. You're looking back at the footage of what happened to you the first fight. I think Magomed Ankalaev should go and try to out-wrestle Alex Pereira. Clearly the better grappler, clearly the better wrestler. He should wear down Alex Pereira, land the takedowns, gain ground control, pin him up on the fence again in the octagon. It ain't the most popular decision, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's how you can gain your ground control once again. And I think Magomed Ankalaev should follow those game plans in order to have success and try to successfully retain that light heavyweight championship against Alex Pereira in the main event of UFC 320. Ooh. But with that being said, I think this could be a tremendous fight. as long as it lasts. But I'm going to go with Alex Pereira to defeat Magomed Ankalaev by knockout to become the new light heavyweight champion in the main event of UFC 320. Now, I just said a few moments ago, this fight could be as good and be great for as long as the fight lasts for. I think Alex Pereira is just going to get the job done in this rematch. He's going to be out for vengeance. He's going to be out for blood. He's going to want his light heavyweight championship title back in his possession. And I think Alex Pereira is going to go back. During this camp, he looked back at the footage. He's going to clean up on his mistakes in the octagon when him and Magomed Ankalaev match up and dance with each other in the main event of UFC 320. He did a good job stuffing the takedowns in the first fight. Magomed Ankalaev landed a total of 0 takedowns in the first fight. So if Alex Pereira can get back to his bread and butter, he can walk down Magomed Ankalaev. That's what he likes to do. He likes to control the pace of the fight. He likes to make his opponents fight off the back foot. He likes to be in control. If he could do that, fight well in range as well, because Alex Pereira is a tremendous fighter fighting well in range, mix in the feints, land some jabs, win the counterpunch battle, land some 1-2 combinations, throwing some hooks, and the signature right hand that has made Alex Pereira very famous in the octagon. If he could do all those things against Magomed Ankalaev, he's going to hurt Magomed Ankalaev, and he's going to have his way. I think he could hurt Magomed Ankalaev with some strikes. We've seen him do it a little bit in the first fight, but I think if he could have his success throwing his hands, going to his bread and butter, fighting, walking down Magomed Ankalaev, cutting off the octagon. And if he could do that and be alert defensively and not allow Magomed Ankalaev to defeat him in the striking exchange again, I think Alex Pereira can knock out Magomed Ankalaev, make a mistake, land the knockdown. Alex Pereira climbs on top of him, lands the heavy, huge power shots to knock out Magomed Ankalaev. Alex Pereira wins the title, and that would write trilogy all over the wall. And I think you'll probably see a trilogy unfold in front of our eyes very soon in the calendar year 2026 between Alex Pereira and Magomed Ankalaev. But my pick is in. I'm going with Alex Pereira to defeat Magomed Ankalaev to regain the light heavyweight championship in the main event of UFC 320.